Hello from the past, I hope you are doing well. I just got a package here with Nextool flashlight. I haven't seen a lot of information about it on the internet, so let's see what I can tell you right now. This is not a review, this is just first impressions and unboxing, I guess. We don't need that. Arrived faster than expected and costed about 20 something pounds on AliExpress, which was less than the price that everyone is saying it has of 30 pounds. Right now it's even more discounted on AliExpress, it costs 22 pounds. Dear buyer, something, we can look at this later. So, this is nice box, some Chinese stuff on it, more Chinese stuff. I think this is 2225 lumens because this is what it's supposed to have. Are those minutes, days, 114.3? Who knows? Don't know what this is, Oh, it has IPX7 water resistance. Impact resistance, I guess. Fine. It comes with USB-C cable 2A and has Cree LED in it. 164 centimeters length. 3.6 meters. Cool. Okay, let's just have a look inside. I don't need that. What do we have here? Oh. So this is elastic silicone-like, slightly stretchy, feels really nice. Let's look at this later. It's a dreaded USB A to C cable that is used for charging this light. And it seems acceptable quality. Ooh, fancy. That's the light. And the instruction is fully in Chinese, so that will be useless. It implies that the modes for light are 2000, 560, 225 and then SOS. Hopefully I'll never have to use, because it's terrible and painful to look at. That's it. Cool. And this is the light. Cool. Good quality aluminum by the feel and look. One huge LED, a very simple reflector. That sounds like plastic. Place for the strap. This is battery as far as I know. Well, I think. Power unscrew, so that's great, and this gets hot, so obviously. Let's see the battery first. That is a proper spring, O-ring, and a huge battery. 5000 milliamperes, so this is more than you have in a smartphone. 26650 battery, lithium-ion. Fine. Now it says unscrew, so there's another O-ring here, and this is USB-C, and we have a cut. Go away. Let's try to charge it by connecting to a computer. So this cable goes directly into the USB on a computer. Now it goes directly into the USB. So this is USB-C to A going to the computer and side power supply. So this is charging the battery. Fine. Switch it off and get rid of that. Now this is a USB-C charger from a Switch, Nintendo Switch. and it's also charging, and this one is, I think, 45 or 65 watts, who knows. And actually, this is not going to be great, but let's do it anyway. That's the light from the power from the camera, and this is 65 watt laptop charger. So it definitely charges with direct USB-C chargers that you receive with the laptop. So this is really nice. Okay, for comparison, this is Olight 220, very old. I mean, it's obviously heavier. You can just like look at the size. It doesn't feel crazy heavy. This is a battery, this is what you can easily put in a pocket. This would be, you could feel it in a backpack, but it's not crazy heavier. And this is a very small Aurora A5 light. So this camera is now set to do not do auto adjustment for brightness. So this is Aurora. Actually, not yet. Let's see what it actually has. So when I switch this on, this is full brightness, I'm assuming, and I'm clicking to change brightness levels. So this looks like it always goes into full brightness when you switch it on. I wonder if you can change it. I will have to Google it because instruction doesn't tell anything. Let's try a few options. Oh, it gets hot immediately. Yeah, all the basic multiple clickings don't do anything. So let's have a look. This is minimum brightness, and probably you don't see any difference at the moment. And this is Aurora at maximum brightness. It's obviously better. But let's switch this into maximum brightness. And Aurora, well, it's less bright. It's not like it's crazy. This light definitely has much better flood, which, I mean, makes sense. Let's see what else we can do. So, all the smartphones have sensor, and it's not going to help us a lot because there are standards for it that we are not following here. But ambient lux sensor, at the moment it's about 52. So Aurora at maximum power from, let's say, 15 centimeters gives us 108,000, more or less. Good enough. This light at maximum power from 15 centimeters, I don't even see. It's too bright to see. Okay, it went into 500,000, 494, basically 400, and now it's switched off. Let's try it again really fast to see exactly what's happening. Record. Oh, now the phone is brighter, and I can see around 450. Perfect. 450. So it is definitely much more powerful. In the house, it's hard to figure it out. I will later go and have a look how it works outside of the building during the night. Now, out of interesting options, I can just press it slightly and it still switches on the main light, and it defaults to the main light when I actually switch it on. The kind of annoying thing with it, and I will have to Google and see if there are more options is I prefer my light to default to moonlight, so that when I switch it on, it's very, very dim and you almost cannot see. I always forget how to switch it off. So that's it at the moment. We will get back with actual tests outside. Okay, so let's do a basic test how it works during the night. Sadly, GoPro on video is actually quite terrible in recording in total darkness, which I guess makes sense. So this is what you cannot see probably, or maybe you do. This is actually quite a lot of light from Aurora 5, which on the maximum setting is absolutely enough for me, more than I need for the night walk. The problem is it's a maximum setting. If I actually switch on the light, you can barely see anything, and you probably cannot see anything, but I still can see enough to have like emergency light during total darkness. Now, what you cannot see for sure is this green light here, which I'm going to highlight for a moment. Can you see it better now? This is now properly bright light. But okay, so let's switch to the main light. So this is our flashlight on the main setting. So as you can see, right now I'm flooding everything, and I have a quite nice spot in the middle, but I can point out what I would say is 50 meters in front of me, and everything is totally visible, with flood to both sides. I would say like 45 degrees maybe. This is maximum brightness, so it will probably get too bright in a moment. Can point at the sky a bit and see the angle, and let's lower it. So this is the second setting, second highest, and it's still very bright. This is third highest setting, and you probably at this point can't really see it on the camera, but for me it's still totally fine to walk by, and it's actually pretty bright. People could be surprised that I'm carrying such a floodlight with myself. And this is the moonlight mode, which is actually quite bright, as you can see. And it's still enough, same as with Aurora, the lowest setting is enough to walk by without any issues. The problem is, or the benefit is, Aurora keeps it small and focused, and this provides me with visibility of objects I don't see otherwise at 20 meters, and then it cycles back to full power where everyone can see exactly where I am as I'm pointing it up. And that's it. Let's add few photos and maybe comparisons at the end, and back to studio, as they say. So this is about it. You see how it works. It's an acceptable, okay light that you can use if you want. For proper geeks, it's probably better to just buy D4 V2 because it costs more, but you will get better bang for your buck, even though like it will be triple the price, for example, or probably more. There is one thing I noticed with this though that I quite like. By the way, I still haven't found out how to actually do SOS on it, so who knows, maybe it's possible to set it to start in a different mode, but that's not relevant at the moment. So let me just open it. And as you've seen, it just charges via USB-C. And the moment I connect USB-C, this stops working, it switches off. So this means there is no power pass-through, so it cannot both charge and work at the same time. Makes sense. Now, see what happens when I unplug this cable on the other end. It starts working again in the mode in which it was when it switched off. So I can set it up to the minimum brightness, moonlight, however you call it, and it's just about visible. Well, not when I do that, obviously, but it's visible in darkness very, very well. And I can leave it charging somewhere in the house, wherever, just like hanging maybe, who knows, connected to power. And when it's charging, it will just hang there. Not perfectly nice, but it will charge and it will stay like this. And the moment you have a power outage and power goes out, it switches itself on and you know, oh, this is where my light is. I should start using it now. So I can just unplug it, screw it in, and you have working light if the power goes out. So you can have it like in your workshop in the basement, power goes out and you instantly have backup light. So I guess this is fine and interesting. Otherwise, I don't have any better ideas. It's an okay light, it's fine, but if you have money, you will probably buy something fancy that cannot be easily bought like by everyone, because you have to order it from China, from this one specific website that actually sells it. And that's it. I hope you like it. Stay safe, folks.